So in the last lesson, we looked at how we can create these templates. Now we've got some more options to create templates. And the really cool thing about Vue is because, making a template here, it's already kind of getting messy. We've got a lot of content in here, and we want to pull this out and really be able to isolate it. And this is where we can create a default template and just give it an ID. So whatever ID we want to give it. So I'm going to give it an ID of my tasks, and here's where I can build out that template. So I'm going to take this content that I have here and just paste it in there. And now all we need to do is call over the template and reference it via the ID there that I've set up. And what this is going to do is this should do the exact same thing as before, where we're able to pull through the task information and we're ready to go with that brand new template. And then here we can format it as we were with the regular HTML, and this makes it a lot more viewable, makes it a lot more interactive. So even if I want to add in a button, it's not going to get confusing anymore. So button type, and we want to create a click event, so click. And this is where we're going to actually toggle the visible value of it. So over here is where we just need to specify the method, and we can build that method out now within the component as well. So it's going to be a specific method. So we just build the method. We don't have to put it into the parent anymore. So we're going to do methods here, and this is where we're going to specify that method. And maybe we'll do that same thing where we're incrementing. Maybe we can have a count or something like that, and create a separate item here for count, and then we're going to pass through that value. So every time it gets clicked, we'll pass through the value for count. And so with this method, so call it add1 function and pass through that event information. And what's going to happen is now it's going to add this count and it's going to increment it by 1. So let's see what happens here. So every time we add 1, it will increment it by 1. And we're just going to put a plus sign there. So let's see how this works out. So now we've got these plus signs here, and the problem here is that we don't yet have a value for this, for the count, and it doesn't really know what to do with it as of yet. So this is where we should pass through that value for count. Just as we pass through the mess, we can do count, and we can equal it to maybe a default from the parent or something like that. And this is where I'm going to specify that count there as well. And this is how you can use set up these default values and bring them in. So I think that's the one that I had tied it to. So this one's working, and I still need to do the same thing for the other ones. And this will just show you that it's, in fact, the scope is going to be different. It's going to be isolated for each one. So it doesn't matter how many times I click it, it's all separated out here. And again, same with those message values. They're no longer tied to the parent, and we can see that we can work with those. And they're, in fact, they are individual values here. They're being contained within the Vue object. And as you can see, this is already giving us a whole lot more functionality here than we have all of these isolated values, and we can just easily view them and track them within that Vue add-on extension for Chrome. So in the next lesson, we're going to continue to build out all of the really cool functionality in Vue, and I'm going to show you how we can create computed values. And that's just going to be one more step in making more complex Vue applications, and one more really cool thing that Vue is going to be able to do. So that's coming up in the next lesson.